Somebody erased Peter Parker from the internet. Every phone, every yearbook, every group chat, gone. And in Brand New Day, nobody thinks that's weird. Not his friends, not his enemies, not even the guy running the entire criminal underworld of New York. And I don't think that's a plot hole. I think that's the whole plan. Because somewhere between nobody remembers Peter Parker and there's a villain in this movie literally nobody can see, Marvel buried a thread. And once you pull it, it doesn't just connect two characters, it connects 6. So buckle up, because we're about to do that meme where the guy has the red string and the corkboard. Except this time, the corkboard is correct. Quick recap for the people in the back. Brand New Day picks up with Peter fighting crime full-time in a world that forgot he exists. That's the cost of the deal he made. A deal, by the way, that always has a middleman nobody talks about. Meanwhile, Wilson Fisk is rebuilding his empire in broad daylight. Mac Gargan comes back, upgraded into a full Scorpion. And somewhere in the shadows is a threat the movie describes as a villain no one can even see. Cute detail, almost too cute. Here's clue number 1. Every single time someone's memory gets rewritten in this corner of the universe, there's a visual tell, a tiny glitch, like a stamp in the corner of the frame right before the cut. Comic readers have a name for the being who handles deals like this. I'm going to call our stamp the auditor's mark, because whoever is doing this bookkeeping is not new to the job. Keep that symbol in your head. It's going to come back a lot. And look, I know what you're thinking. Bro, it's just a movie transition. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Nothing in a $100 million franchise is just a transition. Somebody storyboarded that, on purpose. Clue 2. Kingpin's timeline. Fisk doesn't just come back, he comes back exactly when the city's collective memory resets. A guy who runs on information, blackmail, and knowing things before anyone else conveniently expands his empire the second nobody remembers who used to stop him. That's not a coincidence. That's a guy who got a heads up. And guess what's stamped on the file in Fisk's private office in one blink and you miss it shot? The auditor's mark. Same symbol, different scene. That's 2. Clue 3, and this one's the big one. The mystery role. There's a character in this movie whose identity Marvel has never confirmed. The internet's best guess is a certain telepathic redhead from a franchise that only recently started sharing a sandbox with this one. But here's my problem with that theory. Her introduction scene has the exact same reality flickers, then resets camera language as Peter's memory wipe scenes. That's not how you shoot a mutant using telepathy. That's how you shoot somebody auditing the timeline. So what if the mystery character isn't a hero who happens to show up? What if she's the field agent sent to check whether the last deal is holding? Clue 4. Scorpion. Gargan doesn't just get stronger in this movie, he gets upgraded, off-screen, by someone with resources way above his pay grade. Follow the money, and it doesn't lead to Fisk. It leads somewhere the movie never actually shows you. Somebody is funding the villains as a stress test. Not to win, to see what Peter does under pressure. And there it is again, the auditor's mark, this time etched into the tech on Scorpion's new gear. 3 times. That's not a coincidence, that's a signature. Hold on, we're getting an emergency transmission. Attention, timeline auditor. Before you access Sector 2, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Following is mandatory for continued viewing privileges in this universe. Non-compliance may result in your recommended feed forgetting you exist, much like Peter Parker. Anyway, back to the corkboard. Here's where it gets good. What if the Kraven storyline everyone's been theorizing about, the one that supposedly ends with Spiderman on the ropes, isn't Kraven's plan at all? What if Kraven is bait? A famous hunter, obsessed with the ultimate prey, dropped into the story right when the auditor needs Peter to make a desperate, identity-defining choice. That's not a hunt, That's a controlled experiment with a body count. At this point, the auditor's plan has more steps than a kingpin blackmail scheme, a scorpion upgrade, a Kraven hunt, and a mystery agent. And somehow Peter still doesn't know he's the only one not in on it. Bro really said, "Trust me," and everyone did. So let's connect it. 1. Peter's forgotten by the world because of a deal with a mysterious dealmaker. 2. Fisk's empire rises the moment that deal takes effect. 3. A mystery operative shows up shooting reality flicker cinematography. 4. Scorpion gets upgraded by an unseen backer. 5. Kraven, the villain no one can see. Maybe that line was never about a cloaking device. Maybe it's about a villain the story itself is hiding from you, because he's not fighting Spider-Man. He's managing Spider-Man's whole life like a project. 4th appearance of the auditor's mark. It's on the very first frame of the movie, in the dust on Peter's old apartment window, before we even know anything's wrong. Which means the audit didn't start when the movie started. It started before Peter even knew his life had a middleman. Somewhere out there is a guy in a nice suit going, "Another soul, another paperwork deal, another Tuesday," and honestly the disrespect is kind of impressive. But here's the part that actually creeps me out. If the mystery agent really is auditing the timeline, that means Peter isn't the first brand new day. He's not even the most recent. Every hero who's ever made a deal to fix an unfixable mistake, memory wipes, timeline resets, identity swaps, might be the same account getting reopened over and over by the same office. This wasn't a Spider-Man problem. It was a Marvel Universe problem wearing a Spider-Man costume. And that's why the symbol keeps showing up. It's not a glitch, it's a receipt. If that's true, the ending everyone's calling the one that upsets fans isn't the villain winning. It's the audit closing the file and opening a new one somewhere nobody's looking yet. Which, conveniently, sets up exactly the kind of multiversal team-up rumor mill has been screaming about since this movie was announced. Funny how that works out. Now, am I saying Marvel has a secret cosmic accountant quietly auditing every hero's worst day? Absolutely not. Am I saying the math adds up a little too well for 4 movies in a row? I plead the 5th. If this theory connected some dots for you, or if you think I've officially lost it, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Drop a comment with what you think that symbol means, because I have 3 more theories and only one of them is reasonable. Stay suspicious, stay swinging. I'll see you in the next file.